Hi friends, my name is Erin and this is Daily Elevations. I'm letting my dog Jaya come into the picture today because today I'm talking about meditation. And I'm going to give myself a little brag here. I've been very consistent with a meditation practice through this whole quarantine. It's been over an hour. It's kind of increased up to over an hour every morning when I get up, kind of sitting in stillness. And it's really amazing because after just about 3 minutes, no matter like what's going on, about 3 minutes after I've started meditating, no more than that, my dog kind of comes and lays and just wants to be in that energy field. And she's kind of like, I've watched her whole behavior change as we've been in this time period together. So I want to talk about meditating. It's a powerful way to access some of that present moment that I was talking about yesterday. It's a powerful way to still the voices in our heads, and that doesn't mean that we go into meditation with the idea of getting rid of the voices. It's more of a result that happens. We don't have this urgency to do so much as we learn to just be present, to focus. But there's a stillness and an expansion of consciousness and a feeling of like peace as we kind of just create that space in ourselves to be able to hold whatever thought, feeling, experience comes our way. That's really the benefit. It helps us to tap into that part of us that is infinite. And a lot of times people think that we can somehow get to peace by getting rid of all of our negativity. But the truth is that we find peace when we can make space for all of our negativity. But we also have all of our joy and happiness too. And they don't need to be in odds. Our infinite nature holds both of them. So really think about that. Who you are in your infinite nature is all of the light and all of the dark. And just breathe into that concept for a second. Because think about how much you've worked through your life to make yourself more light, to get rid of that darkness, and to really be in this place where you can expand and find peace with both, to find space for both. And when you're not in resistance to it, but you can feel all of your options, you have choice. You get to choose how you respond. You don't have to react because you're not trying to run from anything, but you can just be with, and then you can just respond. And that's really the benefit here of meditation. But I want to talk a little bit about how a seated meditation practice has taken me personally years to come to. That doesn't mean that I haven't experienced the benefits of meditating way before I could sit in a still practice. And I want to tell you that my first meditation practice that I would consider a meditation practice and a yoga practice was just an experience of walking every day. It was a 3-mile loop that I would do every day. And it would be a process where I would be listening to my thoughts and feeling my breath and feeling the sensations in my body. And that was actually one of the first times that I experienced kind of a moving out of the other voices and just hearing this like authentic voice that was my own. It was my first time kind of finding an experience of like oneness with all that is through all times and spaces. And I wasn't sitting in a meditation practice, I was walking. And I actually really felt at that time, like, why do therapists have people sit? Like, that makes no sense. You can't move. You can't solve problems when you're just sitting still. You've got to be moving. If I were a therapist, I would get a track and I would walk with people around the track. But that is like when there's so much pain and energy and stories built up in our bodies, it is so challenging to sit with them. So if you're looking to dive into a meditation practice and you feel like every time you sit down in stillness, there's just this overwhelming sense within you, then do give yourself permission to do something where you get to pay attention to your thoughts and to your breath and to the sensations in movement. My next practice was like yoga. And I will tell you, the yoga that I have always preferred is the yoga that keeps moving. You put me in a static hold, I get so bitchy so fast. Not all the time. Sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I can do this. But a lot of times, like, I just go into this, I want out. Do not make me hold here. Do not hold me down. It brings me into experiences that I've had of being held down, of having to be still, of having like this helpless thing going on. And while bringing myself to that experience is a great way to be present to what needs to heal, because that's what all of kind of meditation is bringing presence to what needs to heal. There's also sometimes way too big of steps that we ask of ourselves. And what I found is that your body, your inner voice will always call you, that place of ease, that place that you kind of feel drawn to. That's the right practice for you. That's the right place that's going to move you from where you are to a deeper level. And as long as you're holding an intention for your deeper level, you're always going to be guided to the next best step for you. So while I invite you to play with a little meditation practice every day, I invite you to also decide what the ideal meditation practice would look like for you. And really, meditation is not an action so much as it's a result, a state of being that is the result of holding strong focus. So your focus could be on love. Your focus could be on peace. Your focus could be on something as simple as your inhale and exhale. And know that every time, no matter what you're doing, you could be doing push-ups with meditation. But no matter what you're doing, every time you feel your brain lose that focus and start going elsewhere, you just bring it back without drama, without wrong-making, and know that that is the lift. That is that brain muscle getting stronger. Every time you return your focus with no expectation of holding your focus. Don't expect to hold your focus for even 5 minutes. Expect to bring your focus back as many times as you need to. Let that be the beginning place of meditation, and see what it might take you and see what steps you can kind of experience in growing your level of consciousness, your level of being able to be with the light and the dark within you, because once you do, that's opening up new doorways of freedom. Thanks so much for listening. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.